faith just feels so small, but I will sing through rise and fall. My hope is in the Lord. You chase away my fears with peace. You calm the storm inside of me. Amazing love, how can it be? My hope is in the Lord. Oh, my hope is in the Lord. Like a river flowing, let me break it open. Rushing wild, it's always free and strong. Let my heart remember I am yours forever. There's no end to the song. Your love goes on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. Never failing new each day. Always true and will not change. Forevermore, my soul will say, my hope is in the Lord. My hope is in the Lord. Like a river flowing, let me break it open. Rushing wild, it's always free and strong. Let my heart remember I am yours forever. There's no end to the song. Your love goes on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. Over every fear, over every shame, always on my side, always makes a way, taking all my sin, rising from the grave. I will lift my voice, I will praise your name. Over every fear, over every shame, always on my side, always makes a way, taking all my sin, rising from the grave. I will lift your voice, I will praise your name. Like a river flowing, levee breaking open, rushing wild, it's always free and strong. Let my heart remember I am yours forever. There's no end to the song. Oh, like a river flowing, let me break it open. Rushing wild, it's always free and strong. Let my heart remember I am yours forever. There's no end to the song. Your love goes on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. On and on and on and on.
Guys, thanks for joining us. We got the dueling Travises here.
Yes, Wonder Twin Power.
That's exactly right.
And man, it's cool to be back together again because you guys actually wrote The Reason together, which Travis is from your last release. And that's been one of the biggest songs from that. I mean, I still hear churches they're using this and just hearing what a blessing it is to their churches.
That's awesome.
So you got the gang back together again. And but this song is amazing. It's a song called On and On. It's tempo, which I love. You know, we need more of that in church. But really a celebration, really of just the goodness of God.
Yep.
And so maybe talk about it. You guys were actually all together. Sometimes songs will start one place and they'll come in or whatever, but you guys actually just sat down and worked on this together. So talk about that and maybe how the idea and the inspiration behind the song.
Me, okay.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the coolest things in the times that we've written with each other is we'll talk about life. That's like the first thing. What's going on? What's happening in your life? And in that space of talking to one another, you kind of begin to see this theme kind of unfold. And then that's the road we began to kind of take. We're talking about the love of God. We just kind of picked up a guitar. Jeff, he's like the master. All of a sudden, he'll just start playing and then singing, and you're like, yes, that's exactly what we wanted to
Don't say that about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that was kind of just the beginning part, just starting with conversation, seeing what God's doing in our lives, and then just beginning to write in that direction.
Yeah. And we were just saying the Levee breaking open song or line of the song. Amazing. I love that. Okay, so who brought in the Levee idea?
This is the toughest thing. Like we're going, do you remember like who did what part in that thing? And I don't really remember. I mean, that's one of those lines where you're like, oh, I want to take all the credit.
But I do remember wondering if it was too weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think there's something about it that I don't know. The whole song has this bit of this soulful thing to it.
Yeah.
And I think in worship especially, there can be a tendency to say the same things we've said over and over and over in lots of other songs and using the same language. And I actually think there's a place for that. But there's also a place for the word or the phrase or the music that is just a little different and kind of makes your ear and your heart like come alive in a new way.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think I do remember us talking about whether we could keep it and whether be like, this is a different word. Are people going to sing this word? And the more we sang the chorus, the more it felt soulful, the more it felt timeless in a weird way. So anyway,
Which is funny because this is our second song and it's our second kind of soulful, almost like in a slightly different framework. It could be a gospel song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's those songs that are about God's goodness or his attributes or whatever that are amazing. And then there's the worship songs that are more personal. This song really has both elements.
Yeah.
Because you get into, you're talking about, just all the attributes of God and how awesome he is. And then that when you get to the bridge, it's like, but, it's like overall my shame. Like all of that applied to my life.
That's right.
This is what it's done for me. And so it's that two different viewpoints. I think it's really special.
Yeah, like authentic worships a lot of times comes out of these really broken places. And if you don't address that as a writer, like in the song, coming from the darkness, like, God, your love goes on and on and on. Even when I feel like I'm in one of the hardest places I've been in a long time, it doesn't change what the truth is. So I think one of the things I like about this song is you're singing something that is true even when you don't necessarily feel it's true. And I think that's really important for us.
And I
as
think
believers.
one of the big pieces, even in worship today, the conversation that's kind of happening is, we need to remind ourselves of truth. And that is so important, just the rational, theological side of it. But what's amazing about this song is that we want you to experience the real love of God. And I think that's one of those things that people get a little bit afraid about. But Paul talks about that. He says to know the all-surpassing love, or what is it? To know the love that surpasses knowledge.
Wow.
So you kind of go, well, what surpasses knowledge? Well, this is something I'm going to experience, the real love of God. And that's kind of the hope as we begin to sing this in our churches and in our homes, that we would experience the real, tangible love of God in our churches and our homes. Wow. So,
man, it's amazing. Jeff, walk us through what you're playing there. What key are you doing this in today?
So yes, on the recording, it's in D flat. The magic of this song, I think, is the way the chords push. I would call it light-rootedness, where it feels
I like
airy,
that.
but because
Light-rootedness,
of the
yeah.
Very fancy.
it's a fancy sound. It's a fancy sound. So it's a lot of it in the verse is just this D flat, then G flat over D flat, like that kind of rotating, just those two chords in the verse with this little B flat minor, A flat suspended, G flat tag at the end of the verse. That's the verse. So the chorus is really where all those pushes happen. So you got D flat, B flat, A flat suspended, D flat over F, G flat, B flat minor, A flat. And it's just that loop. So you get this really airy, it feels light, but with that kick, the kind of 4 on the floor thing behind it, it's got this drive to it, but it doesn't feel heavy, you know. And then the bridge is just this rotation: B flat minor, A flat suspended, D flat over F, G flat. So just that, and that's literally the whole bridge. It's not, I mean, it's really simple. It's, you know, it's not hard. I think the most unique thing is the pushes of the chords, which you'll hear listening to the song. But
Yeah, I won't be playing this in D flat. I'll be
or play it in
transposing up
C.
my
Everybody play it in
keyboard.
C. He plays in D flat. Play it in C.
Well, guys, amazing song. Thank you for writing it. Can't wait for churches to